So going on to some other DC news, man. Speaking about DCU's Batman, James Gunn, of course, who always has a little fun on social media with everybody, he actually revealed what were the most requested thing for people are asking for his DCU's Dark Knight. So I felt that this would be a fun little thing to get into because, Gunn is very active on social media, and I like the fact that he is. Because it gives us, people like me who nerd out over this stuff and, I guess being a pundit to some of these topics here, it gives us something to talk about for sure. So now getting into what was talked about, people give their opinions online all the time, especially when it comes to, the Batman deal. Since the DCU started, us fans have nonstop asking who's going to be Batman. There's even been people even went on to say, oh, well, it should be Robert Pattinson. I don't think Robert Pattinson, Matt Reeves' Batman really fits into what James Gunn is doing in his world. And that's a good thing. Let him finish that story. And then you, of course, just introduce a new Batman. Now, I do think they need to do something a little bit new with Batman, where, I honestly think that they might need to go more of like an Adam West type of style, right? Where have a little bit of quirkiness to it, campiness, I guess you can say. I think that would make it fun, and that will also differentiate the dark tellings that we've been getting, So I think that would be fun. But James Gunn goes on, and of course, people are always giving their opinions about what they want from Batman. I like Batman with the black suit. I like Batman with the gray suit. I like Batman with the underwears. I want Batman to have white eyes. I want him to have a big dick. Just kidding. But he goes on to say, he says, the most requested thing would be the blue and gray. Then he elaborates and he says the yellow around the belt, and then the white eyes. All of those things I find less important than the character himself, the writing, and the person who plays him. Now, so James Gunn goes and replies. So, of course, the person on Twitter here says, hello, James Gunn. I'm sure the most requested thing for the Batman are the white eyes, but has anyone ever asked about the cowl to be animated like Deadpool's? Something where it could, frown when dealing with villains who have a more welcoming look when he's talking to peers or civilians, which I guess is an interesting question enough, right? But then he says the most requested thing would be the blue eyes and gray, or the blue and gray, then the yellow around the belt, and then the white eyes. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what this particular suit looks like, here it is. And to be honest, that's similar to the one that we got from Batman the Animated Series, which is, I think, far and above and beyond the best Batman animated series that they have done. It ran for like 3 or so seasons in the early 90s. Kind of had like that Tim Burton world building in it. So I thought that was probably one of the best animated series, and that gave us, Mark Hamill's Joker and the Catwoman storyline. I mean, there's just a lot of cool stuff. Clayface, and I think that's where they're even going to get some inspiration for Clayface coming up, because Clayface played a huge part in that animated series. So, man, I'm down for it, man. And then thinking about it, that's similar to Adam West's Batman suit, right? Man, look, I just want Batman, man, and I want Batman to interact with this Superman. I do want him to interact with David Cornsweet. I love James Gunn's world building, what he's doing. So this is interesting to see, man. Let me know what you guys think down below. Is that the Batsuit that you suggest? If not, which one do you suggest? You like that black tactical one from Dark Knight? I do too. But we're going to need something fresh, man. Or do you like that Ben Affleck suit? I don't know how Ben Affleck got that shit on. That's the only thing for me. I can see how Christian Bale got his shit on, because it's like a tactical suit. But Ben Affleck, I don't know, man. What'd he do? Like, I don't know, man. It didn't even look like I had no zippers on that shit or nothing, man. But let me know what you guys think down below. So the Wrap just confirmed, according to a reliable source, the short list of actors currently being looked at playing Brainiac in James Gunn's Man of Tomorrow. Now, I did a video a few days ago where I gave my top 5. You know, hey, here's your 5 actors. I even threw in an honorable mention as well of who I would like to play Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow. Well, according to this news from The Wrap, it confirms that Brainiac, of course, is being looked at to be played by 3 actors on a very short list. So according to this list, first one we have, which was actually number 3 on my list, which is Klaus Bang. Klaus Bang, he was the villain in, of course, The Northman. He also played Dracula in a Netflix miniseries, which he was awesome in. He is one of the 3 mentioned on this short list. And I would be ecstatic if I found out this is the guy that's going to be playing Brainiac. Some of you guys don't know his name, I'm sure, but go back and watch his performance in just those particular 2 projects, and you'll be like, okay, I can see it. The next, which is, I'm kind of disappointed I didn't have this on my list and I didn't even think about it, but that would be Matt Smith. Daemon Targaryen himself. Matt Smith, who of course was a doctor at one point, has played in tons of projects here recently. He was just in Caught Stealing with Austin Butler. I really like Matt Smith. He was also in The Crown. I really do like Matt Smith, and for him to be on this short list, that's a big deal. That's a big star. That's a great actor. If DC can acquire them, that would be awesome. The next on this list is throwing me for, I'll be honest with you, it's throwing me for a left curve here, and that is Sam Rockwell. Sam Rockwell, you know, he's famous for his last season in The White Lotus. Have you ever seen it? But no, this guy's played in so many projects over the years. He was just in Argyle with Matt. He has his new movie coming out recently. It just looks very twisted. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. He was a bad guy in Charlie's Angels. Sam Rockwell is a phenomenal actor. And I can definitely see it too. But if I'm a betting man, my money's going on either Klaus Bang or Matt Smith, even though I do like the idea of Sam Rockwell, just because I like Sam Rockwell. That would be nuts. But Matt Smith as Brainiac is really just, it just seems like it's resonating really well with me. Man, what do you guys think of this, man? What do you think of this short list that is being talked about here to be the final 3? Down to the final 3 to who will play Brainiac. So I at least got one of my top 5. I've got one of these right, at least. I should have had Matt Smith on there. Man, I should have had Matt Smith. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about Matt Smith, but let me know what you guys think down below, man. I'm excited for just this 3. If any of these 3 were to be chosen to play Brainiac, I'm happy. I'm astounded by any of them. But let me know what you guys think down below. In the comments. All right. So down with that. Last thing I'm going to talk about when we got to DC, another movie I'm excited about, and it's going to be coming shortly. Well, or coming next year. But Supergirl's first reactions give a little insight in the DCU's movie, not directed by James Gunn. So now, mind you, test screenings, you got to take them with a grain of salt. Everybody's going to try to hype up the movie right before it comes out. That's just what they do. We got that with the Running Man, and Running Man, from what people, I haven't seen it yet, but what people have told me, it's just not as good. Especially, and then they got those first reactions were just unbelievable, right? They were like, "This movie is fantastic. This is a joyride. It's a thriller. It's gonna keep you on the edge of your seat the entire time," right? And then we got the total opposite reaction from people out of the theater. Now, while test screenings with members of the public haven't taken place yet, the trade recently confirmed that an early cut was shown to executives and select people on the Warner Brothers lot. When an ex-user claimed, I've heard from multiple people in the SGA that Supergirl is amazing. Scooper Daniel Richmond chimed into the reply, I've heard the same as well, that the movie is very good. For what it's worth, another ex-user, Dead Man Boston B, I know someone who was at a test screening. He said that it had a very positive reception and foresees the movie being very well received. Now, this certainly seems to bode well for the next chapter in the Superman saga, but given the creative teams involved, the fact that James Gunn appears to be keeping a close eye on the project, starting with casting Millie Alcock, changes we're in for a treat next summer. Now, the first trailer for Supergirl is expected to be released in the next week or two. The possibility is seen this weekend, with the DCU movie set to have a presence at of course, Comic-Con XP in Brazil. You'd best believe that we'll bring the sneak peek to you the instant it swoops online. It's very true to the graphic novel, and it's based on Woman of Tomorrow, Oppenheimer star David Krumholtz recently revealed. Now, David Krumholtz, if you guys don't know who that is, that's, of course, the guy from That Number Show. And he was also in some other shit, too. Which is great. He goes, I'm thrilled to be sort of the next piece of telling of the story of Krypton and sort of further clarify what the House of L is all about. He goes on and adds, everybody knows that Jason Momoa is playing Lobo in it. It's essentially a Supergirl, Women of Tomorrow comic plus Lobo. Cool. So the premise for this movie, as we know it, is Supergirl travels across the galaxy to celebrate her 21st birthday. With Krypto, the superdog, along the way, she meets a young woman named Ruthie, and I think that's how you say it, and winds up on a murderous quest for revenge. And of course, the cast includes Millie Alcock as Supergirl, Evan Ridley as Ruth Mary Knoll, Ruthie Mary Knoll, Matthias Schoenaerts as Krem of the Yellow Hills, Jason Momoa as Lobo, David Krumholtz as Zor-El, Emily Beecham as Alora NZ, and Federin Nod Kingsley as Ilios Null. Craig Gillespie directs from a script by Anne Noguera. So, now, like I said, we gotta take these test screenings or initial reactions as grain of salt. However, we got somebody, that last person, I can't remember, he said, and it was a very objective statement where he was like, he's seen it, and from what he saw of it, he can see how it will be well received. Now, that sounds like a man who's looking at it from like a third lens, not trying to keep it, not trying to be personable about it, and just look at it objectively, right? Take it for what little parts and nicks and crannies happen along the movie that make you say, I can see how this is a good movie. Like, there's times where I'll watch something that I might not have enjoyed, but I can say, I can see where people like it. For instance, for me, it's Stranger Things. Like Stranger Things, I just think I don't really like it, just be honest. However, I can see where people do. I can see where people enjoy it. But let me know what you guys think of that down below, man. I'm excited for Supergirl. We got Supergirl, we got Lanterns, we got Clayface next year. And there's going to be a lot of cool news and announcements along the way that I'm all very excited for. So let me know what you guys think down below. Are you excited for Supergirl? Do you like the optimism that is coming out of these test screenings? People are saying it's going to bode well. Do you think people are going to receive it well? Let me know what you think down below. But thank you guys for joining Real Rumble. Until next time, don't forget to subscribe. All right? And come back for more movie news.